When adding inventory via the item screen, many businesses like to track costs associated with the item. These costs often relate to framing, such as moldings, mats, glass, special work, but can also include other costs. For example, there may be restoration services, or appraisals, or incoming shipping charges that need to be tracked. And I say incoming shipping because you'll probably want to track the outgoing during the actual transaction. Let me open up an item here. Let's do this office party. Let me check the show cost here so that the vendor and the cost information shows up. So this title, called The Office Party, is selling for $3,500 and it's on 50% consignment. This is the only industry that I know of where you can only partially own an item. So you may have this item on 50% consignment, but you may own the frame that goes around it. And when the piece sells with the frame, you may want the full profits for the frame and to be able to track the cost, and the artist will get the 50% of the painting only. So to keep track of costs associated with an item, you'll click on the costing tab here. And before you can add any costs associated with the item, you actually have to add cost to the system first. So let's close this and go there. To do that, you'll click on the inventory tab and then cost codes. I already have some sample costs in the system, such as framing, appraisals, shipping, and restoration. But to add a new cost, you just click the add button. I'm just going to go ahead and open up a cost that already exists. So I'll double click on framing, and here's where you put in the cost information, such as the title, the description. In this case, framing is going to be a dynamic cost. I won't know the cost of the framing until I actually do the framing. But if you have a cost that is a fixed price, then you can put in the cost information, price information, possibly a vendor associated with it, and just check the fixed cost. So again, because this one is dynamic, I'll just go ahead and leave that at 0. Okay, so now that you have the cost added, let's go back to the item screen. I'm going to open the office party again, and back to the costing tab, and I'm going to click on the drop down to add my cost. So this one is going to be a frame. The description will automatically come in if there is a description. You can put it in quantity of frame, in this case it'd be 1, and then you can start to track your cost and the price. So in this example, let's say that the cost of the frame cost me $25 to make, and I am going to pass on 50% of that to the consumer. So I'm going to hit the Save Cost button. Now this is very important because if you just hit OK, the cost won't save to the database. So I'm going to hit Save Cost first. Now if I go back to the detail screen here, notice now that the art cost was $17.50 plus the $25 of the cost on my costing tab for a total of $17.75 for the cost. Now I'm adding $100 to the frame, so the $100 plus the $3,500, no, I'm sorry, $50 to the frame. So it's $3,550, which is the total asking price. But again, when this piece sells, the vendor is only going to get what's in this field. So when you're done with that, just go ahead and hit OK. And that's it. You've now saved the cost information associated with the item.